Hi, my name is Suhas Labde. I'm the owner, CEO, founder of Centrans F2F Logistics, mainly into a business of transport engineering for heavy lifts and end-to-end logistics. I got connected with SIL nearly 2 months back, and experience has been amazing. I have attended 2-3 webinars and even masterclass. And I must say it was a 360-degree overview of entire organizational functional hierarchy. Every expert gave their inputs which I can correlate with my company, and definitely I'm going to practice those findings and learnings in my company, and looking forward to get attached to Aramb, SI and all the team members in coming future. Thank you.
I am Bhupen Hurde, representing of Sharda Cable Trays. आमी लोग को केबल ट्रे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं एट पुणे शिंदेवाड़ी महाराष्ट्र में। आराम मेरे लिए बहुत ही नाइस अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था। इसमें मेरे को बजटिंग और जो कॉस्टिंग रहता है वो दोनों के बारे में मालूम पड़ा। बजटिंग के बारे में ऐसा है कि अपने को जब अपन बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते हैं और मतलब पूरे साल भर का अपन को डिसाइड करना है वो पहले मालूम पड़ता है। और जो भी कंपनी से सपोज अपन बाहर की जो कंपनी या बैंकिंग है जिससे हम लोन लेते हैं उसमें क्या रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है, कौन सा हमको लोन कम दाम में मिलेगा, ये यहाँ से मेरे को एजुकेटेड मिला। मेरे को सबसे अच्छा सेशन पहले तो इंट्रोड्यूस योगेश सर ने किया, उसके बाद मेरे को HR का जो सेक्शन लगा राय सर ने जो लिया वो सबसे बेस्ट लगा, जो मेरे कंपनी के लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल रहेगा और मेरे लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल रहेगा।
My name is Manish Oram and I'm from Aurangabad. My company name is Oram Traders. We are dealing in solar systems, CCTV camera surveillances and electrical vehicle charging systems. This is my first attempt with the SIL, and I just understand that I know I don't know, because just it is very essential stage that I have learning started, and I am confident that by the end of 1 year I am fully aware of this all the situations in that. The financing is most essential stations for me. For my point of view, sales is more important in my field. So Mr. Akshay Seth will be the first navigator to interact. I will want to interact with him. SIL, of course, it is a very trusted and 100% respected here, definitely. Yeah.
Myself Sharad Gore, and I represent Trimurti Stainless Equipment Private Limited. We are in the stainless steel fabrication. We produce the stainless steel cabinets, and we are in the food processing equipments. I have been associated with SL from Yogesh sir from second batch, and this Aramba is a very excellent activity, and I am very happy that I have joined this program and my whole team is joined this program, and I am damn sure that anyhow I was supposed to start the AOP activity, and luckily Mr. Yogesh sir called me and tell me about this Aram, and I am happy that it's worth.
Hi, my name is Suhas Labde. I'm the owner, CEO, founder of Centrans F2F Logistics, mainly into a business of transport engineering for heavy lifts and end-to-end logistics. I got connected with SIL nearly 2 months back, and experience has been amazing. I have attended 2-3 webinars and even masterclass, and I must say it was a 360-degree overview of entire organizational functional hierarchy. Every expert gave their inputs, which I can correlate with my company, and definitely I'm going to practice those findings and learnings in my company, and looking forward to get attached to Aram, SIL, and all the team members in coming future. Thank you.
I am Bhupen Hurde, representing of शारदा केबल ट्रेस. आम्ही लोग केबल ट्रे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं एट पुणे शिंदेवाड़ी महाराष्ट्र में. आराम मेरे लिए बहुत ही नाइस अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था. इसमें मेरे को बजटिंग और जो कॉस्टिंग रहता है वो दोनों के बारे में मालूम पड़ा. बजटिंग के बारे में ऐसा है कि अपने को जब अपन बिजनेस स्टार्ट करते हैं और उसको मतलब पूरे साल भर का अपन को बजट कैसा है डिसाइड करना है वो पहले मालूम पड़ता है. और जो भी कंपनी से सपोज अपन बाहर की जो कंपनी या बैंकिंग है जिससे हम लोन लेते हैं उसमें क्या रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है, कौन सा हमको लोन कम दाम में मिलेगा, ये यहाँ से मेरे को एजुकेटेड मिला. मेरे को सबसे अच्छा सेशन पहले तो इंट्रोड्यूस योगेश सर ने किया. उसके बाद मेरे को HR का जो सेक्शन लगा राय सर ने जो लिया वो सबसे बेस्ट लगा, जो मेरे कंपनी के लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल रहेगा और मेरे लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल रहेगा.
My name is Manish Oram and I'm from Aurangabad. My company name is Oram Traders. We are dealing in solar systems, CCTV camera surveillances and electrical vehicle charging systems. This is my first attempt with the SIL, and I just understand that I know I don't know, because just it is very essential stage that I have learning started, and I am confident that by the end of 1 year I am fully aware of this all the situations in that. The financing is most essential stations for me. For it is for my point of view, sales is more important in my field. So Mr. Akshay Seth will be the first navigator to interact. I will want to interact with him. SIL, of course, it is a very trusted and 100% respected. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Myself Sharad Gore, and I represent Trimurti Stainless Equipment Private Limited. We are in the stainless steel fabrication. We produce the stainless steel cabinets, and we are in the food processing equipments. I have been associated with the SIL from Yogesh sir from second batch, and this Aramba is a very excellent activity. and I'm very happy that I have joined this program and my whole team is joined this program. And I'm damn sure that anyhow I was supposed to start the AOP activity, and luckily Mr. Yogesh sir called me and tell me about this Aram, and I'm happy that it's worth.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? Are you guys able to hear me? It is 3:05, and as the team member suggested that we will start at 3:05. If you guys are able to listen to me, I have one request. If you can drop a message in the chat box that I am audible. Just write audible in the chat box and we'll be good to go. Thank you, Mr. Anandan. How are you? Thank you, Mayur. Thank you, Asif. Thank you, Mr. Agrawal. Thank you, Harshad. Thank you, Ritesh. So I think we are good. I think if you can check with 5-6 people, that means it is working. Thank you, Jayashree ma'am. How are you? Thank you, Mr. Kulkarni. Good to see you. Good to hear you after a long time. So what are we going to cover today? I think all of us first need to get aligned with what are we going to discuss. But before I do that, I think first of all, wish you guys a very, very happy new year. This is the right time for aligning. What do we need to do? How do we plan our next year, which is 23-24? And what are the things that we can use? How do we decode that secret of building a sales budget? All of that we are going to discuss today. So what I'm going to do now is to assist you in this journey. We'll spend 1 hour with each other. I think by around 4 or 5, we will wrap up. And then last 10 minutes, I'll take question and answer. And if there are any questions that you have 2 options. One is that you will see a Q&A box at the bottom. You can write down your questions there, or I will also keep on checking the chat box in between. And in case if there are any questions that I need to, which is pertinent, I'll pick up that question and have a conversation. If required, I will request my panelists to request that participant to unmute and have a conversation so that we can make it as interactive as possible. मैं पूरी कोशिश करूंगा कि इसको जितना इंटरैक्टिव बना सकता हूं उतना करने की कोशिश करूंगा. Let's begin. I think the first thing that I'm going to talk about is, before I talk about the budget के बारे में बात कर लेने से पहले मैं कुछ बातें आप लोगों के साथ डिस्कस करना चाहता हूं. और it is very critical to know कि हम क्या-क्या चीजें आज डिस्कस करेंगे. उसके बारे में बात करने से पहले, one of the critical things that we need to do is need to understand. If you look at this picture, what do you see? ये पिक्चर देखकर आपको क्या दिखाई दे रहा है? And whatever reflections that you have looking at this picture, please write down your message in the chat box. What is the picture that you see? There's a valley, Harshad says, and there is a gap. Yeah. On one side is Dr. Kumar says evaluating the depth. While I was making this presentation, I never thought about it, Dr. Kumar, about that. There's a gap that exists, which is very dark. If you look at one side, on my left is strategy. On the other side is execution. And yes, 1 page distance between your dream and destination. If you look at it, one of the key things is that we need to plan very well. And to do that planning, to do that analysis, one of the critical pieces that we need to be talking about, I'll talk about that later. Look at this picture and says, pandemic gave an opportunity for digital work companies to grow. Do you agree? कोविड के दौरान बहुत सारी ऐसी कंपनीज, डिजिटल कंपनीज को ग्रो करने का मौका मिला. Slack है, Google Meet है, MS Teams है, Zoom है. Do you agree? Yes, no? And while these companies got a chance to grow, look at this. Who do you think grew most? सबसे ज्यादा किसने ग्रो किया? इन तीनों कंपनीज में से which company or out of these you think won the race of growth? So Prashant Teli's vote goes to Zoom. I want all other participants to respond. Asif Bhai says Zoom. Saidat Saman Gaonkar says Zoom. Dinesh ji says Zoom. Mr. Shinde says Zoom. Behani says all of them. Sanjay Suryavanshi says MS Teams. Kiran Kumar says Zoom. MS Teams in corporates, Ritesh says. Yeah. And Ajay Ugale says Zoom. So a lot of vote are going to Zoom or MS Teams. Let's see who grew most. From March to June 2020, Microsoft Teams noticed 894% growth more than Zoom. And the Microsoft Teams reached 270 million users in 2022, up from 145 million it reported in 2021. Okay. The source is given below about these statistics. You can go through it. But more about that, I wanted to pass on a message that each organization had a product. And each organization also had a strategy for growth. But what was missing? Gap क्या था? आप लोगों को क्या लगता है? What is the gap? Each organization had a product. Each organization had a strategy for growth. Dinesh ji says profitability. But the gap is that a lot of people, absolutely correct answer, Saidat Samagaokar. Correct answer, absolutely correct answer. Microsoft Teams was better at execution. Product sabke paas achhe, and they were able to reach out to their target audience, communicate that better. The correct answer is Teams did good or better in execution. And before I talk about barriers to execution excellence and budget, let me share some 3 pieces. One is, whenever we are planning for the next financial years, please think through in these 3 broad steps. One is, there are certain barriers that you see to execute your budget. There are some steps that you need to incorporate in your execution process. And also, apart from what I'm teaching today, you will have to work together to multiply effectiveness, because without people, you will not be able to achieve your numbers. There are 4 barriers to execution excellence. 4 barrier हैं अपने budget को execute करने के लिए. Number 1, most of the time we make budget, we do some number crunching, we do calculations in depth, but unfortunately we don't align our organization towards those execution points. Do you agree with me on the first point? Yes, no? Do you think alignment is important? Yes, no? And if you will not do alignment, what will that lead to? अगर हम अपने execution points पर alignment नहीं करेंगे और खाली strategy बनाकर छोड़ देंगे और अपने टीम को align नहीं करेंगे, तो एक strategy roadmap रह जाएगा budget की exercise, but उसका execution वैसा नहीं होगा. Why do you go to a car servicing center and get the wheel balancing done? हम अपने कार की wheel balancing क्यों कराते हैं? Why do we get it done? Write down your responses in the chat box. हम अपने कार का wheel balancing क्यों कराते हैं? Why do we get our wheel balancing done in our car? Write down your responses. Because if your car's wheel is not aligned, then it can go in any direction to align the tires. Absolutely. For smoother drive, for perfection. Otherwise, if it is misaligned, it will go in any direction. Absolutely. It is to keep the car stable. And I don't know what's the name. Your company's name is mentioned, Diksha Exports Private Limited. You have given correct answer. In our example or the metaphor that I have used, what does increased fuel efficiency means? If I talk about business, to keep the car stable and increase fuel efficiency, if we get the wheel alignment done, in business sense, what does it mean? In business parlance, what does it mean? Keeping the car stable would mean that entire team knows what your execution points are. Entire team knows what are your monthly, weekly, daily milestones around that. And then we are also measuring and reviewing and taking corrective actions if we are not going in the right direction. Yes or no? The second barrier to execution of budget is impact of personal disposition. What do you mean by personal disposition? This personal disposition means that we do those things that we like doing and we drop those things that we don't like doing. So most of the time we pick up certain activities in our budget and execution, but unfortunately we don't stay aligned to that. We start in our daily activities, in our daily actions, in our daily thoughts, we start choosing those things which might not be taking or making the maximum business impact, but we start choosing people, stuff basis our liking and disliking. Third is there is an impact of unwanted and negative work. People get consumed and sucked into many prior activities of the past. And fourth is handling of multiple points simultaneously. If the team does not have absolute clarity on what they are going to do and only the number crunching is done, then you will find that they will end up doing multiple things at the same time and they will not remain focused. I always say, and at the cost of sounding repetitive, I will say that again, that if you are not aware, you will not be able to repair. Do you agree with me? If you are not aware about your goals, you will not be able to repair. Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, say yes in the chat box. I want reactions from everyone. If you are not aware about your execution goals, you will not be able to repair. You will not be able to take corrective actions. So quick 4 barriers. How many barriers I've told? Write down the number. How many barriers I've told? Budget se banane se pehle 4. Srinivas, absolutely correct answer. Sandeep ji, absolutely correct answer. Shinde saab, bilkul correct answer hai. Jayashree ma'am, absolutely correct answer hai. Anandan sir, absolutely correct answer hai. Kitne hain? 4. और 5 steps हैं execution excellence के. 5 steps are there. सबसे पहले प्रोजेक्ट तो भी मैं बताऊंगा आपको क्या करना है, कैसे करना है, लेकिन 5 इंपॉर्टेंट बातें ध्यान रखिए एग्जीक्यूशन एक्सीलेंस के लिए. नंबर 1, देयर शुड बी एन एजेंडा फॉर एग्जीक्यूशन. आप बजटरी प्लानिंग अगर फरवरी में खत्म कर रहे हैं अपनी या मार्च में खत्म कर रहे हैं, देयर शुड बी अ वेरी क्लियर एजेंडा फॉर एग्जीक्यूशन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. नंबर 2, आई एम कॉलिंग टिसुकोवो. I'll explain what does that Tisukovo means. Number 3, alignment of time management with priorities. Which means if people are not aligned about their own time, they will end up doing every other thing which might be making less business impact, but wasting their time inside that. Number 4, timely management of operational priorities. क्या करना है उसका timely management. यानी कंपनी में सिस्टम होना चाहिए कि क्या चीज की स्टार्ट डेट क्या है, क्या चीज की एंड डेट क्या है, कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, कौन अकाउंटेबल है, किससे सपोर्ट लेना है, किसको इन्फॉर्म करना है, किससे कंसल्ट करना है, पूरी क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए. और नंबर 5, ये एक समस्या और है एमएसएमईज के केस में, दैट वी डोंट डू इफेक्टिव डेलीगेशन. देयर आर 5 स्टेप्स टू एग्जीक्यूशन एक्सीलेंस. यू विल मेक अ गुड बजट विद मी, you will understand how to make a budget, but you will not be able to execute if you will not remember these 4 things that I have shared and the 5 steps to execution excellence. First, tell me one question now. Listen to the question carefully. What do you mean by Tisukovo? Tisukovo क्या है? Any guesses? Guess करके बताइए Tisukovo क्या है? ये point number 2 क्या है? अगर आपको आंसर पता है say yes, अगर आंसर नहीं पता है तो say no. Then I am going to share with you the answer. तो बहुत सारे लोगों ने नो लिखा है, इसलिए मैं ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए without much ado I'll share the correct answer. Tisukovo means timely and successful completion of work, which means building a culture in the organization which has keen focus on execution of all important tasks and initiatives while ensuring that they progress rapidly to completion. तो जो काम कंपनी में तय हो वो हो, उसके बारे में बातें ना हो, because action breeds success. बातों से नहीं होगा, action breeds success, and for that we need to build a culture of timely execution. Every organization has a strategy for market capitalization and growth. What differentiates the market leader from the rest is consistency in success. Have you experienced this situation? Yes, no? क्या आपने स्ट्रैटेजी और एग्जीक्यूशन के बीच में ऐसा अपने आप को कभी पाया है? In your business, have you experienced this kind of a situation which is displayed in the picture? Dr. Kumar says yes. Little wider. Ritesh bhai, high five. I can completely relate with you. Yes, Kiran Kumar ji. Yes, absolutely. Now, if you have experienced the situation, primarily, the reason is, I will share with you, there are 14 things you need to understand about building a budget. First, I'm going to talk about winging. Second is what is sales budget. Third, benefits. Fourth, why it is important. Number 5, way of preparing. 6, variables. 7th is what is the sales budget process. 8th is channels. 9th is SWOT. 10th is ICP. 11th is choose strategic approach. 12th is goals. 13th is a case study, and 14th is the template. So let's talk about the first one. What do you mean by winging? मैं stop share कर रहा हूं और आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, what do you mean by winging? What do you guys mean by winging? W-I-N-G-I-N-G. What do you mean by winging? Correct answer बताइए chat box में. What do you guys mean by winging? So रितेश जी से बात करते हैं. मैं क्या रितेश बिरारी से बात कर सकता हूं? If my team can allow, can I speak to Mr. Ritesh Birari? Hi Ritesh, can you hear me? You can unmute yourself and we can talk. Hi Ritesh ji.
Hi sir, बोलिए.
Where are you joining from, Ritesh ji?
I'm from Pune only, sir.
You are from Pune.
Yeah.
And what do you do?
So my business is into modular furniture business since last 12 years. So now we have started this. Yeah, so we have started the franchise operations.
तो modular furniture में क्या बना रहे हैं आप?
The modular kitchen wardrobes, the residential one that we focused, not the office.
Kitchen and wardrobe बना रहे हैं. Very good, excellent, excellent. और कितने टाइम से बिजनेस में हैं आप?
Since last 12-13 years.
12-13 years. और खाली रेजिडेंट्स के लिए कर रहे हैं, रो हाउसेस के लिए, या ओईएम्स के लिए कर रहे हैं, या प्रोजेक्ट बिजनेस में भी हैं?
Then not in business projects, only to the targeting end customer.
End customers. तो खाली रेजिडेंशियल सेगमेंट में. और
yeah.
किस नाम से आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन?
It's Spacia.
Spacia.
Yeah.
Am I hearing it correctly? Spacia, right?
Yeah, Spacia.
So I was asking about Mr. Birari. I was talking about winging. What do you mean by winging? You wrote flying in the sky. What does it mean?
Winging is something like the flying in the sky or something like that. The wings that we are using.
Winging is a habit that some people have, where you have a tendency to do things without any planning.
Sorry, not getting it.
Winging is a habit that we do things without any planning. Okay? Winging basically means there's a statement that people use it. I just winged it. When I say I just winged it, which means let's say, take for example, if I'm called on the stage, I was not prepared. I just spoke. Okay. So people say I went onto the stage and I just winged it. Winging means a habit and a tendency of people to get into planning for the next year in this context without doing any preparation. Mr. Birari, how important is preparation? If I ask you to give me a 2-minute speech, an elevator pitch about Spacia, would you be able to do it?
Yes, sir, sure.
Go ahead. You have 60 seconds. Your time starts now.
Friends, I'm Ritesh, representing the Spacia India Private Limited. We are into the business of modular furniture for the residential segment. With the specialty of the furniture is we believe in the maintenance-free product and the service available across Maharashtra in the 5 major cities, and we're expanding furthermore now. We need those people who are interested or could help us. Would definitely love to join with you.
Now, Ritesh ji, if I ask you to speak for 60 seconds about life of Napoleon, please go ahead. Your time starts now.
Napoleon was considered this French general, I think so, and it is a great personality that I can say.
What is the difference
almost defeated
topic 1 and topic 2? Ritesh ji, what is the difference in between topic 1 and topic 2, round 1 and round 2?
No idea, sir.
In one,
because it's some history that I know about Napoleon.
Right? You know about the subject, you have confidence, you were sounding confident, you were prepared. In round 2, since you are not aware, you were finding it difficult to speak about him. Yes, no?
Yeah.
अगर कोई मुझसे मार्स के बारे में बोलने के लिए बोले और सेल्स के बारे में बात करने के लिए नहीं बोले, since I am a sales growth specialist, I will also stammer. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Correct. Similarly, if we in business, if we are building a habit of winging, कि जैसा चल रहा है चलने दो, प्लानिंग करने की क्या जरूरत है, तो सारी बजटरी एक्सरसाइज किसी काम की नहीं है. Do you agree with me?
बिल्कुल सर.
तो पहला चीज जो हमें डेवलप करना है. Thank you for joining this small talk, Mr. Birari. The team can move him back to being an attendee. Thank you for being a sport, Mr. Birari. I'm going to share the screen once again. First thing that I just spoke to Mr. Birari. I hope you guys understood what I meant. Now, important aspect here is the second piece that I wanted to talk to you about is what is sales budget. So I have a question for all of you. Please write it down in the chat box quickly. All of you, write it down quickly in the chat box. What do you think is a sales budget? What's the definition? क्यों जरूरी है? प्लानिंग के लिए जरूरी है. What is the sales budget? Quickly write it down in the chat box. So the question is, what do you think is the sales budget? Let's look at, I have not got planning of sales and expenses. Let me see the answer. Please take snapshot of the slide. Note it down properly. Sales budget is the estimation of the sales revenue and the sales overheads for a particular period. Repeating again, sales budget is the estimation of the sales revenue and the sales overheads for a particular period. Okay. And there are 3 benefits. Number 1, if you will plan well, you will have better utilization of resources, you will have higher profitability, and you will have less wastage in your company. Better planning will or might lead to better results. And there are 2 important components of a sales budget. Number 1, quantity of finished products. अगर रितेश बिरारी आप स्पेशा में किचन्स डिलीवर कर रहे हैं तो नंबर ऑफ किचन्स कुड बी 1 यूनिट फॉर यू. यस और नो? आपके पास 100 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं लेकिन सब पाइपलाइन में आप बना रहे हो उनको, तो वो कैलकुलेशन जरूरी है लेकिन क्वांटिटी ऑफ फिनिश प्रोडक्ट चाहिए. एंड नंबर 2, प्राइस, यूनिट प्राइस. आपका एवरेज प्राइस पर किचन हमें पता होना चाहिए अगर हम प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं. एवरेज रेवेन्यू पर किचन पता होना चाहिए ताकि हम कंपेयर करके प्लानिंग करने में आपकी हेल्प कर सके. Are you with me, Mr. Ritesh Birari? Yes or no? I've just picked up an example because there are two critical parameters for your business: average revenue per kitchen and average price per kitchen. Why is it important? Number one, with the help of this, we will be able to establish sales goals. Number two, we'll be able to predict cash flows, better planning. Number three, estimation of cost. Number four, develop core strategies. Number five, streamline processes. A vague forecast leads to a heavy cost. Because if you are not doing forecasting properly, the best time to repair a roof when there is sunshine. तो अगर आपको लगता है कि अप्रैल से आपका फाइनेंशियल ईयर शुरू होता है, so by March you should have finished entire, by February rather, you should have finished your entire planning exercise. किरण जी, एक बार आखिरी बार दिखा रहा हूं, please note or take a picture. I'll not keep on going back and forth. Yeah, Mr. Kiran Kumar or Miss Kiran Kumar, whichever. There are few ways of preparing a sales budget. Number one, product wise. हम product wise budget बना सकते हैं. हम territory wise budget बना सकते हैं. North, South, East, West, Maharashtra, Goa, whatever. हम period wise budget बना सकते हैं. 18-19 में क्या किया, 19-20 में क्या किया, 20-21 में क्या किया, 21-22 में क्या किया, 22-23 में क्या किया, 23-24 में क्या प्लान किया. हम कस्टमर वाइज बजट बना सकते हैं. हम सेल्समैन वाइज बजट बना सकते हैं. हम चैनल वाइज बजट बना सकते हैं. Do you guys agree with me? हम प्रोडक्ट वाइज बना सकते हैं. कितने, how many ways of preparing a sales budget? 6. बैरियर्स कितने बताए थे एग्जीक्यूशन एक्सीलेंस के लिए? How many barriers I told you for execution excellence? 4. How many steps I told you for execution excellence? 5. And how many ways of preparing a sales budget? 6. Do you guys agree? एक बार फिर से बताता हूं, वापस जा रहा हूं पीछे. मैंने आपको 4 बैरियर्स बताए थे बजट बताने से पहले. मैंने आपको 5 स्टेप्स बताए एग्जीक्यूशन एक्सीलेंस के, और उसके बाद मैंने आपको 6 तरीके बताए बजट प्रिपेयर करने के लिए. कौन कौन से? नंबर 1 प्रोडक्ट वाइज, नंबर 2 टेरिटरी वाइज, नंबर 3 पीरियड वाइज, नंबर 4 कस्टमर वाइज, नंबर 5 सेल्समैन वाइज, नंबर 6 चैनल वाइज. आइए मैं आपको एक स्क्रीन पर एक्सेल फाइल में ये दिखाता हूं कि इसका मतलब क्या है. चैनल वाइज का दिखाता हूं, ठीक है? और उसको ध्यान से देखिएगा कि क्या करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं. आपके सामने स्क्रीन पर अभी मैं एक्सेल में कैलकुलेशन कर रहा हूं. ध्यान से देखिएगा इस टेम्पलेट को. बड़ा सिंपल सी बात कर रहा हूं. उसके बाद आपको ओरिजिनल एक्चुअल टेम्पलेट जो आप बजट के लिए यूज करेंगे वो देखेंगे. मान लीजिए जनवरी के की रेवेन्यू देख रहे हैं, तो हो सकता है बिजनेस का नेचर ऐसा हो कि प्रोजेक्ट बिजनेस से कुछ आता हो, रेवेन्यू सेंटर, O&M से कुछ आता हो, फेयर से कुछ आता हो, टोटल कुछ आता हो. हो सकता है कैटेगरी में, मैं यहां इंसर्ट कर रहा हूं रो, कैटेगरी वाइज अलग अलग बनाने में हो सकता है प्रोडक्ट वाइज अलग हो सकता है सेल्समैन वाइज अलग हो. यहां पर सेल्समैन का नाम हो सकता है, यहां पर कस्टमर का नाम. अगर आप इसी शीट को मल्टीपल तरीके से काट कर देखना चाहें, आप डेटा तैयार कर सकते हैं. और मैं इससे पहले कि आपको टेम्पलेट शेयर करूं कि कैसे बनाते हैं, या किस तरीके से बनाते हैं, मैं आपको वापस कुछ वेरिएबल्स पर लेके चलता हूं कि किन किन बातों का ध्यान रखना है while preparing a budget. So the first thing that you need to consider is number 1, past sales figures and trends. इस कंपनी का आपने ग्रोथ प्लान किया है, उसकी पास्ट सेल्स फिगर्स और ट्रेंड्स क्या है? पिछले साल क्या उन्होंने 12 करोड़ रुपए का बिजनेस किया था, 10 करोड़ रुपए का बिजनेस किया था, क्या ट्रेंड्स हैं? नंबर 2, हमेशा बजटिंग करते वक्त सेल्स टीम से मिलिए और उनके एस्टिमेशन को समझिए. इट इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ दे फील एंड व्हाट दे फील. नंबर 3, critical, agar if you are into manufacturing, please understand what's the plant capacity, whether you will be able to produce that finished goods or not. In case of manufacturing, there will be an angle of availability of raw material. What are the prospects in that trade? What's happening? What's the market research saying? How many orders are there in hand? What are the seasonal fluctuations in this business? Is there any? We are working with a solar panel company where what they achieve usually in 9 months is what they achieve in January, February, and March. And that has been the trend always. So the planning is also done like that. Financial aspect, the capacity of the, let's say if you are planning to buy certain machines and capex investment is planned, whether the person for that required growth will have the financial muscle, money arranged properly or not. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पूरी पाइपलाइन चौक हो जाएगी, कोई पैसे ही नहीं है. 6 करोड़ की बिजनेस है, 12 करोड़ रुपए का आपने ऑर्डर एक्वायर कर लिया, आपके पास पैसे ही नहीं है उसको एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए. What's the return on capital employed? What's the competition? If you are planning advertisement in a particular month, are you creating some kind of push there? It might be because of a sales incentive structure that you've created. Is there a government possibility there? Is there an import possibility there? How are you researching your market trends? How are you researching your customer data? What's the expert opinion? Are you taking help from experts to take opinion on them, whether we are going in the right track or not? Potential market, channel wise, price fluctuation, consumer demand, and any technological advancement that you're planning. When I prepare a budget with organizations, I usually ask questions around these 21 variables. Why? Because if I will not puncture, sometimes I play the role of a devil's advocate to help you guys understand how to prepare a cohesive budget around that. Once these variables are done, process of building the budget is, number 1, we decide a period of sales budget. Number 2, we collect previous sales data. Number 3, we gather information basis. All the 21 considerations that I've spoken about may not be relevant in all the cases, all 21. In some cases, it would be 7, 14 or whatever. Prepare forecast and compare actual performance with forecast and keep on comparing. And in case if the sales is more than the planning, take corrective measure. If it is less than the planning, take corrective measure. While you are preparing your client calendar, divide your organization into 5 parts. 4 लिखे हुए, 5 और बता रहा हूं. Number 1, B2B. Number 2, आपकी go to market B2C बन सकती है. तीसरी B2E बन सकती है एक्सपोर्ट में अगर आप कुछ प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं. चौथी B2G बन सकती है अगर आप गवर्नमेंट के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. और B2I बन सकता है जिसको हम इंटरनेट के थ्रू कहते हैं या डिजिटल मार्केटिंग के थ्रू कहते हैं. तो ये सारी की सारी आप अपनी गो टू मार्केट प्लानिंग कर सकते हैं इन 5 तरीके से. And then once you do that, after that we sit with the organization and do a SWOT analysis with them. We understand what's their strengths, what their weaknesses, what their opportunities and what their threats are, so that we build a cohesive structure around that. ऊपर के जो पार्ट है स्ट्रेंथ और वीकनेस वो इंटरनल इन नेचर है, अपॉर्चुनिटी और थ्रेट्स एक्सटर्नल इन नेचर है. इस एक्सरसाइज में टीम के साथ काम लगता है, टाइम लगता है. After that, we understand what's their ideal customer profile. How do I identify the ideal customer profile? I ask questions to you guys on what's the likelihood of winning this customer and what's the revenue potential. If the revenue potential is low and the likelihood of winning is also low, then it's a waste of time. But if the revenue potential is high and the likelihood of winning that customer is also high, then that customer is your ideal customer profile. So we do ideal customer profiling, and then I teach them various strategies to acquire. How do you actually create your strategy around it? It could be a best buyer strategy, it could be an affiliate strategy, it could be a neighborhood strategy, it could be education based marketing strategy, it could be a referral strategy. What is the strategy that you are going to use to acquire your customers? Let's look at this case study. Let's say, for an example, August, September, October, the sales figure of last year is 1,000, 1,500 and 2,000. This year we have planned for 10% increment, which is 1,100, 1,650 and 2,200. Sales price per unit is 11 rupees. Then if you multiply 1,100 by 11, then you get sales in INR. Then you do the less return and bad debts, you get to net sales. You look at how much of it is in cash, how much of it is in the bank, how much of it is credit, so that you can plan your cash flow. This is a very simple example, a baby step that I've told you to start preparing your sales budget. I have not spoken about marketing budget. I have not spoken about HR budget. I have not spoken about operations budget. I have not spoken about any other form of budget. I have only spoken about sales budget. Now, I'm going to share with you how many of you are interested in seeing a quality of template that we build at School of Inspirational Leadership when we work with you. आप में से कितने लोग टेम्पलेट देखना चाहते हैं? जो लोग टेम्पलेट देखना चाहते हैं कि कैसे बनाना है, प्लीज राइट आई इन द चैट बॉक्स, लेटर आई इन द चैट बॉक्स. और जब तक कम से कम 50 लोग आई नहीं लिख देंगे, तब तक मैं कुछ नहीं दिखाने वाला. एक एक आदमी 4-4, 5-5 बार भी लिख सकता है अगर नंबर को बढ़ाना, टाइम बचाना है. So I'm going to share with you. Thank you very much. मैं बीच बीच में चेक करता रहता हूं कि मेरी आवाज पहुंच रही है कि नहीं पहुंच रही. तो मैं अब आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि बजटिंग का जो प्रोसेस है वो कोई आधे घंटे की वर्कशॉप नहीं है. उसमें टाइम लगता है, उसको बनाने में, इन सारे वेरिएबल्स को समझने में टाइम लगता है. On 19th of February, we are going to do a workshop in Pune. Okay. On 19th of February, we are going to do a workshop in Pune. And any guesses what is the name of that workshop? आपको पता है कि क्या है वो वर्कशॉप, क्या नाम है उस वर्कशॉप का? अगर आप लोग गेस करके बताएं कि क्या नाम है उस वर्कशॉप का. Any guesses? आरंभ. तो थोड़ी सी डिटेल में आपको शेयर करता हूं कि हम लोग कैसे ये बजट की प्लानिंग करेंगे और क्या करेंगे. एक वर्कशॉप करेंगे जिसका नाम है आरंभ, 2023 और 2024. ओके. अगर आपको हमारे बारे में जानना है, हमारे क्रेडेंशियल्स के बारे में जानना है, इस वर्कशॉप के बारे में जानना है, तो यू कैन गो टू siluniversity.com. मैं अपनी टीम से कहूंगा कि चैट बॉक्स में सबके लिए लिंक डाल दें SIL यूनिवर्सिटी का. लास्ट ईयर वी डिड अ वर्कशॉप which is where we created a budget of 22-23 of 3,600 crores. This year we are planning a bigger number of creating a budget of 75 crores. So example के तौर पर अगर 75 लोग अपना 100 crores का बजट बनाते हैं तो 7,500 crores. अगर 750 लोग 10 crores का बजट बनाते हैं तो 7,500 crores. That's how we are calculating our target. Why is it important? And types of budgeting, we are going to teach you zero based budgeting, static budgeting, performance based budgeting, activity based budgeting, or value proposition budgeting. There are top 5 benefits of building an annual budget. Number 1, it ensures resources availability, it helps prioritize projects, and it provides a pivotable plan. It can help set and report on internal goals, and it can lead to finance opportunities. The core purpose of Aramb is, according to Forbes research, these are the reasons why most of the businesses fail. In which number one reason, 42% contributes to planning on gut, which is what I was calling winging. Why do we do Aram on 19th February? Because it is Shri Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's birth anniversary, who built a Swaraj for his own people. That's why we have chosen 19th February date. What are the opportunities? You will get 2 days of workshop, 19th and 20th February. A physical workshop in a decent hotel and a property. You will get 10 industry experts, because I feel that I can be an expert, or I am an expert of sales and marketing, but I don't know the entire subject. So you will need an HR expert, you will need a finance expert, you will need a chartered accountant, you will need a training guy everywhere, so that all the aspects can be looked at. And even if I am a general management expert and I know everything, does not mean that I can give due attention. If there are more than 100 people sitting in the room, you need more experts. You will also get 50 finance specialists who will come on your table and help you prepare that. Because when we did last time, we realized that some people were very poor in their calculation. We will give you a customized budgeting template. I'm going to share that template with you. I'll show you. And entire budget filling online training will be completed before the workshop. 15 January से हम लोग online workshop शुरू कर देंगे पढ़ाने के लिए कि आपको कैसे करना है वो exercise. Then budget query calls after the event. You will fix predefined appointments with the potential vendors and customers. You will get access to coaches. You will get chance of networking. You will join a community of entrepreneurs who are helping each other, and get a team budget enabling kit. These are some snippets of Aram 21-22 that we did. And these are the highlights. I'm going to also share with you some details about a movement which we have started, which is called Inspiring India Movement, which is where we are creating stories and sharing with them on Z Business for people who are inspiring, who are successful MSMEs, which will encourage you, and you will meet them who are going to come on Z Business in a live program. You are going to meet them personally so that you can listen to their stories. These have been all students of School of Inspirational Leadership. Some industry experts that you'll meet: Dr. Yogesh Pawar, I'll be there, Mr. Shrikant Pangarkar, Dr. Kalindi Kale, who's an HR specialist, CA Kalyan Jagnani, who's business funding and private equity expert, Mr. Raman Nanda, who's a family business dynamic expert, Mr. Madan Bajpayee, who's also a sales expert but specializing in distribution and channel management. You'll get to meet Mr. Shiv Kumar, who's a senior partner and specialist on management accounting. You will get Mr. Shirish Gude, who's an HR specialist. You will also get to meet Mr. Vineet Deo, who's a financial specialist. So these are the details about Aram. Let me share the details. Day one agenda: you will have an event registration, event inauguration speech, setting event and workshop expectation, setting your revenue budget, marketing budget, human resource budget, group discussions on why SME budgets fail, setting your operational excellence budget filling exercise. Now, how will you do that? One of the questions that people ask is, कि ये सब करेंगे कैसे? So 15 January onwards, we are going to teach you how to prepare that in this sheet. There will be an index. There will be a budgeted P&L. You will get a growth goal. You will decide with the expert what's the growth goal. You will build a growth budget. You will build an operational excellence budget. If lean and operational efficiency is required, the people budget, the selection and placement budget, the compensation and benefit budget, the employee and labor relationship piece, health, safety and security, others, training and development, all training budget, and your digital marketing budget. What are the technical initiatives or digitization initiatives that you'll run? What are the execution tools that you'll use? What's the 15-month roadmap or 15-week roadmap? You will use this template, and I'm sure, seeing the depth of this template, all of you will agree that this is not a 60-minute session. So all those people who believe that winging is not the right way, who believe planning is important, who believe that planning leads to better execution, who believes that vague forecast will have a higher cost, I would request each one of you to see and come and register for Aram. The pre-session is starting from 15 January. The physical sessions will happen on 19th and 20th February. And for that, registration is mandatory. So people who are interested, they can register. I would request my team to play the video of last time's Aram and people's feedback around that. I'll just now hold. And then after 5 minutes, I'll take questions. Any questions? Any one of you have any questions? I'm giving you 5 minutes to write down your questions. You can write down your questions in the Q&A box. You can write down your questions in the chat box. I'm now ready to take your questions. To the best of my ability, I'll try and have a conversation with you. So your time for question and answer starts now. While people are writing their questions, I want Rajshri or anyone to, or Abhijit to play the video. Can I take questions now? So there is one question that has come, and I will wait for people to ask questions because budgeting is an exercise जो ऐसा नहीं है कि YouTube का channel देख लिया और budgeting करना सीख लिया. या the budgeting is an exercise which is not found in the books which is available at there. तो पहला क्वेश्चन आया बरखा तोमर जी से, और अगर मेरी टीम में रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि अगर आप प्लीज बरखा जी से मेरे को कनेक्ट कर दें तो मैं उनकी बात सुनकर जवाब दे पाऊंगा. बरखा जी, आप अपने आप को म्यूट कर लीजिए. वी विल बी एबल टू टॉक.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing very well, ma'am.
Yes. Sir, actually, I just want to know that you told us that we can do the budget as product-wise, period-wise, customer-wise. I think you have told 6 ways. Then there is a need to do that 6 ways, or we can do it in only 1 way.
आप किस चीज का बिजनेस करते हैं बरखा जी? पहले आप अपने बारे में बताइए.
एक्चुअली हम लोग पावर सप्लाई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
वी आर मैन्युफैक्चरर.
Is it possible that I can see her also? Because आवाज बहुत familiar लग रही है.
हाँ सर.
तो इसलिए फटाफट बहुत दिनों बाद देखने का मौका मिलेगा. वीडियो ऑन कर लीजिए मैम.
वीडियो तो
ऑन कर पा रहे?
ऑन तो है सर वीडियो.
I can't see you. So बरखा जी प्लीज गो अहेड. तो आपने क्या सवाल क्या है आपका, बताइए.
सर मुझे वही पूछना था कि आपने जो 6 वेज बताया, तो क्या हमें पूरे 6 वेज में बजट प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए या ओनली कोई भी एक वे से हम करना चाहिए? जनरली हम लोग अभी तक कस्टमर वाइज ही प्रिपेयर करते थे, तो क्या
आप म्यूट हो गई हैं मैम. हम सब लोग, सारा वेबिनार रुका हुआ है. आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए जल्दी से. हाँ, जल्दी से बोलिए.
Unmute.
आई थिंक तो मैं डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, या हमारी तरफ से हुआ या उनके तरफ से हुआ, मुझे नहीं मालूम, बट मैं कोशिश करता हूं उनके क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट करने के लिए। नीचे से किसी ने उनको पैनलिस्ट बनाने की कोशिश की शायद, और वो डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया। सो जो भी कारण रहा हो, क्या मैं उनसे बात कंप्लीट कर सकता हूं, या मैं कोशिश करता हूं उनके जवाब देने की, क्योंकि बाकी लोग सब इंतजार कर रहे हैं। क्विकली, मैम का सवाल यह था कि आपने बताया 6 तरीके से बना सकते हैं, तो क्या कोई एक तरीका यूज करें, क्योंकि वो कह रही थी हम तो कस्टमर वाइज बनाते हैं। तो क्योंकि वो पैनल बनाती हैं और ज्यादातर बिजनेस जिस तरीके का उनका है, बिकॉज वो B2B बिजनेस है, तो ज्यादातर B2B बिजनेस में लोग कस्टमर वाइज बनाते हैं। बट क्या आप में से कोई व्यक्ति, इफ देयर इज एनीवन हु इज लिसनिंग टू मी राइट नाउ इन दिस वेबिनार, कैन टेल मी कि बाकी तरीके क्यों बताए हैं? अगर कस्टमर वाइज बनाते हैं और अच्छा खासा चल रहा है, तो बाकी तरीका बनाने का जरूरी क्यों? What might be the possible benefits of preparing the same number and looking at from different angles? क्यों जरूरी है? What might be the possible benefits of looking the same number, financial figures from various angles? Any guesses? So there is a response that have come from Indranil Devnath. Yes, there can be a scope of improvement in every area. Correct. There might be a possibility of improvement in all possible areas. कस्टमर वाइज से आपको यह पता चल जाएगा कि कौन सा कस्टमर आपको ज्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन दे रहा है, कौन सा कस्टमर कम कंट्रीब्यूशन दे रहा है। चैनल वाइज देखने से पता चलेगा कि कहां पोटेंशियल है, बिकॉज अगर यस जयेश जी, एब्सोल्युटली। मैं आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी से भी ज्यादा एक तरीका बताता हूं। बजटिंग करते वक्त या कोई भी काम एनालिसिस का करते वक्त हम 3 भागों में अपनी सोच को डिवाइड करते हैं। पहले आपके पास सफिशिएंट डेटा होना चाहिए ऑब्जर्व करने के लिए। Do you guys agree with me with the first one? Yes or no? दूसरा, एनालिसिस ठीक तरीके से होनी चाहिए, अंडर एक्सपर्ट गाइडेंस। पहला ऑब्जर्वेशन, दूसरा एनालिसिस, और उसके बाद एक्शन प्लान बनना चाहिए। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, और फोर्ब्स की स्टडी ये कहती है, मैंने आपको दिखाया था अपने प्रेजेंटेशन में, 42% ऑफ द टाइम बिजनेस ओनर्स व्हाट दे कॉल रिस्क is not risk, they are planning on gut. And if you don't have enough data to observe and you do improper analysis of that and do not link from various angles, what will that lead to? What might be the consequence if you're planning on gut, you don't have enough data, or if you have improper data, or if your data is distributed at various places and you are not doing analysis on time and not measuring it, what will that lead to? Kya hoga uska? What would be the consequence? The consequence would be that the journey of strategy and execution, the gap will become widened. Do you remember the first picture that I had shown? Yes or no? क्या आपको पहली पिक्चर याद आ रही है जो मैंने दिखाई थी? है ना? उसके बीच का जो ब्रिज है वो हमारा बजट है, वो हमारी प्लानिंग है, और उसके बाद जो एक्शंस लेने हैं उनके ऊपर, वो उस ब्रिज पे चलने का काम कराता है, जो हम मंथली माइलस्टोन्स कहते हैं। अप्रैल में ये करेंगे, मई में ये करेंगे। नंबर्स की भी क्रंचिंग होनी चाहिए और उसकी प्रॉपर प्लानिंग भी होनी चाहिए। अदरवाइज अगर ये नहीं होगा तो खाली स्ट्रेटजी रह जाएगी, अगर एग्जीक्यूशन नहीं होगा तो खाली बातें रह जाएंगी, एक्शन नहीं रह जाएगा। बिकॉज नॉलेज विदाउट एक्शन इज फिलॉसफी and action breeds success. तो प्लानिंग भी करनी है और उसके एग्जीक्यूशन माइलस्टोन्स भी लेके चलने। That's my answer to Miss Barkha Tomar. I don't know whether she is around or not, but let my message reach to her, because this is live on YouTube and Barkha Tomar can actually see what I'm talking right now by seeing our YouTube video also. Those of you who were very keen on copying my presentation, taking snapshots, we are live on YouTube. Please go on YouTube and please see it again and again so that you don't miss out on anything. किरण कुमार जी, आप बार बार पीछे की स्लाइड पर जाने के लिए मेरे से कह रहे हैं। आप YouTube पर इस प्रेजेंटेशन को पूरा 2 बार, 5 बार, 10 बार देख लें एंड यू विल बी एबल टू यूज इट। एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? Any other question? Quickly. If you have any questions, raise your hands. I'll talk to you. If you have any questions, raise your hand. There is a raise hand button. Please raise your hands and I'll ask you. So Diksha Export. Can I connect to Diksha Exports Private Limited first? Yeah. Because मुस्तफा सईद का हाथ ना हैंड जो है वो पिछले करीब काफी देर से हैंड रेज है, तो ये चेक कर लीजिएगा कि हैंड रेज गलती से हो गया या एक्चुअली कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना चाह रहे हैं। दीक्षा एक्सपोर्ट्स, प्लीज गो अहेड। हाय, गुड आफ्टरनून मैम। अगर आप म्यूट करे रहेंगे तो हम आपकी आवाज नहीं सुनेंगे, सारे लोग वेट करते रहेंगे। I want to answer each of the questions, but quickly go ahead.
Sir, I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes. Sir, can you explain channel-wise budgeting? Means how we can do channel-wise budgeting, or what is channel-wise budgeting? We are into manufacturing business.
So कई बार ना लोग चैनल से कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि चैनल का मतलब होता है डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर या डीलर, है ना, या फ्रेंचाइज, जिस चैनल से हम बिजनेस बेच रहे हैं। आप मैम प्लीज अनम्यूट कर लीजिए सो दैट आई कैन टॉक टू यू एंड चेक माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग आल्सो, है ना।
यस सर।
हर बिजनेस को अपने कस्टमर तक पहुंचने का कोई ना कोई तरीका होता है, कोई ना कोई चैनल होता है, हाँ या ना।
यस सर।
कई लोग डायरेक्ट टू कंज्यूमर रीच करते हैं अपने कस्टमर को, यस और नो।
यस।
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग बिजनेस में कई बार लोग B2B बिजनेस करते हैं, यस नो।
यस।
कई बार प्रोजेक्ट बिजनेस करते हैं, यस नो।
यस।
कई बार स्पेयर्स का काम करते हैं, यस नो।
यस।
कई बार सर्विस से रेवेन्यू लाते हैं, यस नो।
यस।
अलग अलग तरीके के रेवेन्यू सेंटर्स होते हैं उनके।
राइट।
जब मैं चैनल वाइज की बात करता हूं तो मैं ये देखने का प्रयास करता हूं कि कितना बिजनेस B2B से आ रहा है,
ओके।
कितना बिजनेस B2C से आ रहा है, कितना बिजनेस B2B मतलब बिजनेस टू बिजनेस, B2C मतलब बिजनेस टू कंज्यूमर, B2G मतलब बिजनेस टू गवर्नमेंट, B2E मतलब बिजनेस टू एक्सपोर्ट, और B2I मतलब कितना डिजिटल से आ रहा है। अब कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि आपके केस में करंट रियलिटी ये हो कि आप, हो सकता है आपका 100% बिजनेस B2B से आ रहा है, तो फिर बाकी देखना क्यों जरूरी है। Why do we need to understand the revenue split for other go-to-market strategies also? Why? Because you might be working in the current state only on B2B, but there might be a possibility that you have yet not explored. Yes, no?
Yes.
तो अगर 100 रुपए का बिजनेस है और B2B से मान लीजिए 65 आता है और B2C से 35 आता है, बट B2G से, B2E से और B2I से 0 आता है, तो मैं नॉर्मली बिजनेस ओनर्स के साथ इंटरप्रेट करता हूं, समझने का प्रयास करता हूं कि क्या कारण है कि जब हमने इन चैनल्स को ओपन नहीं किया। क्या अनअवेयरनेस की वजह से, क्या कोई पास खराब अनुभव की वजह से, क्या नहीं पता होने की वजह से कि कैसे करते हैं, क्योंकि कई बार एक्सपोर्ट करना नहीं आता, एग्जाम लाइसेंस के बारे में नहीं पता होता, उस टेरिटरी को कैसे रिसर्च करते हैं पता नहीं होता, वहां के कस्टमर्स के पास कैसे जाते हैं पता नहीं होता, स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं बनी हुई होती, मार्केटिंग स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं बनी हुई होती, लोग नहीं होते, बहुत सारे कारण हो सकते हैं। तो हैव आई आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन अराउंड चैनल? यस, नो?
यस सर, क्लियर।
समझ में आ गया?
यस सर।
Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining and asking the question. Please do join on 19th and 20th February. ये वो सब्जेक्ट नहीं है जो ये मैं इंट्रोड्यूस तो कर सकता हूँ 50 मिनट में, बट अगर सीखना है तो आप, आपकी कंपनी के लोग इकट्ठा मिलकर ज्वाइन करें और हमारे कंसल्टेंट से आप बात करें और रजिस्टर करें इस वेबिनार के लिए। 15 जनवरी में सिर्फ 4 दिन रह गए और आप लोग रजिस्टर करना शुरू करिए ऑनलाइन सेशंस के लिए, ताकि 20 ऑनलाइन सेशंस पहले अटेंड करें, उसके बाद 2 दिन के लिए आए, तब जाकर बजटिंग प्रिपेयर हो पाएगी। और 50 एक्सपर्ट्स के साथ रहे जो आपको सिखाएं वहां पर कि कैसे करना है। 10 एक्सपर्ट और 50 लोग हेल्प करने के लिए, तब जाकर आप सही तरीके से बजटिंग कर पाएंगे। वरना वही वाली बात है कि पता तो है लेकिन करना नहीं आता।
Yes, sir. We have already registered for the webinar, sir.
Not for the webinar, but for 19th and 20th February session.
Yes, sir. Yes, already registered. Thank you.
And whosoever is the critical role holder in your organization, please ensure that they also join.
Yes,
Yeah?
sir. Sure, sure.
Any other question, Rajshri, which I need to answer? I have answered whatever queries that came my way. अगर आपके मन में कोई सवाल है अभिजीत या शिवानी या राजश्री, प्लीज गो अहेड। अगर लोगों ने कोई लिख के Mustafa Said, you want to ask something?
Yeah, I just want to ask, my basic business is about food products, that is milk industry. So I want to know that what kind of actions will be for the pre-sales.
Are you a dairy technologist?
Pardon?
Are you a dairy technologist?
No, I'm the business owner. I hired a dairy technologist.
And tell me a little more about the business, because dairy business तो बहुत बड़ा है ना, milk भी है, ice cream भी है.
So we are having around 1,000 liters per day production. It's a
1,000
collection.
liters.
1,000 liters collection.
Okay.
And we have bifurcated it into 700 liters of direct sales and 300 liters for byproducts.
300 liters for byproducts. Okay.
Yeah. So in the next year, how can it be? Because I want to raise it to around 1,500 to 2,000 liters in the next year. I'm planning.
Sure. So how are you planning? You are doing a demand-based budget, that you will raise the demand in the market first and then start producing, or you will produce and then start searching for the customers?
Demand-based project. Demand-based.
And currently, where are you getting leads from?
I am getting leads from the market only, because I am having my 3 outlets of my own.
And which city is this?
It's in Miraj.
Huh?
Miraj. It's in.
I could not understand. Which place?
Miraj, Sangli.
Sangli. Okay. And so what's the question?
My question is, I want to do my sales double. So how can I plan in 2023?
So Mustafa, to answer your question, so there is a famous saying in the medicine profession.
Okay.
Medicine profession says that prescription without diagnosis is malpractice.
Okay.
है ना?
Okay.
तो पहले मेरे को ये समझना पड़ेगा कि आपका current state क्या है? What is stopping you to sell more, so that I'm in a position to advise. Yes, no?
Okay. Yeah, you are right.
उस deep discussion के लिए ये छोटा सा 2 minute का conversation, I don't think so we'll be able to do justice around it.
Okay.
So my request is, if you are not interested in building a budget and planning, all of this will be covered in detail, 20 sessions and 2 days of physical sessions.
Okay.
Then I think you will get your answer.
Okay.
So my request is, please join. Jump into the shallow water.
Okay.
Be under the guidance of swimming experts.
Okay.
Learn how to swim and double your business.
Okay.
Because we at School of Inspirational Leadership, we are not part of those coaches and consultants who commit that if you attend their webinar, your business will become 10x.
No, I'm really sorry to say.
Number one.
But the thing is, I want to have a growth of approximately 10%. Means अभी जैसे 1000 लीटर है तो मैं 100 लीटर से ही
नहीं, मेरी बात को आप समझे नहीं। मैं ये कह रहा हूँ, खाली बात करके 5 मिनट की 10x कर देंगे, ऐसा हम वायदा कुछ नहीं करते हैं, ठीक है? तो आपको क्या करना है, बिकॉज मार्केटिंग easy has been the best marketing hook of all times. अभी मैं आपको जवाब दे दूं, 3-4 आइडिया दे दूं, ठीक है, उससे हो नहीं हो, क्या है करंट स्टेट है, कुछ पता नहीं, बोले जा रहे, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते. So I would request you to be a serious student first,
Okay.
learn the entire process,
Okay.
and year on year, every year, please continue to come to Aram on 19th and 20th February.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Okay.
after you achieve that growth next year, you will again need help to plan it better. Yes, no?
Yeah. You're perfectly right.
So that's my advice to you. Rather than giving you some smart advice right now without even knowing who you are, I think it would be a discomfort on your part. So that's why. Thank you for asking, Mustafa, and please look forward to meeting you on 19th and 20th.
But your advice is also wonderful. So I really honored and salute your advice. Yeah, it's really wonderful. Because as a student, I just think that I need someone to guide me.
Be there, I assure you. In case if you find that मैं तो अभी रिकॉर्डेड हूँ यूट्यूब पर हूँ, तो आप मेरे को पकड़ सकते हैं अगर आपको लगता है कि आपने जो सीखा वो वर्थ नहीं था, तो प्लीज पैसे वापस ले लीजिएगा।
पैसा कोई बात नहीं है भाई सर। The way you have said is really honorable.
मैं तो बड़ा सिंपल सी बात कर रहा हूँ, यूट्यूब पर लाइव हूँ, अगर आपको कोई शक लगता है कि नहीं ये तो सेल्स पिच थी, मैं तो फंस गया, आप 3 ऑनलाइन सेशन अटेंड करने के बाद मेरे को एक मैसेज ड्रॉप कर दीजिएगा, आई विल एंश्योर दैट द टीम रिटर्न्स इट।
No, I'm sorry. It will not be happen. I just trust you.
Look forward to seeing you, Mustafa. Thank you, Sayed Bhai, to join. And may this year bring you all the awareness that is required to build the kind of business that you want to build. May your family members be proud of the art and science of building the budget and your understanding about this subject. God bless. God bless. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mr. Patil is asking for some discount in the chat box. No, there is no discount. It is already discounted, Mr. Patil. The price of this is worth more because the value that you will get is far more than the rates that has been quoted. In case, Mr. Patil, you are comfortable, please pay. In case if you don't find it valuable, the same thing that I told to Mustafa, please utilize that. Okay? मैं मतलब अपने प्रोडक्ट की खुद ही अपने मुंह से तारीफ करूं अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, आप प्लीज अटेंड करिए। अगर आपको लगे कि इस व्यक्ति की जुबान गलत थी और इसने चीटिंग कर दी, तो आप प्लीज पैसे वापस ले लीजिए। ठीक है, आप शुरुआत के 3 सेशन अटेंड करिएगा और अगर आपको लगता है नहीं तो आप कहिएगा ये धोखेबाज है, सोशल मीडिया पे डाल दीजिएगा और उसके बाद पैसे वापस ले लीजिएगा। That's the least that I can do. मैं अपने आप को रिस्क पर रख सकता हूं और क्या कहूं आपसे। ठीक है, बशर्ते आपको पढ़ाई करें, आप सारे सेशंस अटेंड करें, चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेस के साथ आप आए, जो कहा जा रहा है करने के लिए करें, लोगों की एडवाइस को ध्यान से सुने और एम्प्टी बोल के साथ आए और लर्निंग लें, इससे वैल्यू ज्यादा मिलेगी, ये गारंटी आपकी। So that's it from my side. I wish you guys all the best. भगवान आपके घर में खुशियां लाए। आप ना सिर्फ इस प्रोग्राम से सीखें बल्कि हमारी कम्युनिटी के साथ जुड़े रहें। We are there to serve. Wish you guys all the best. Thank you very much. Thank you, SIL team, for organizing this. Rajshri, Shivani, Abhijit, all of you, because week on week you guys help me to be able to deliver. God bless you guys also. Thank you very much.
we were started working from 2017, around 3.5 years, and we were just like a रविवार पर एक शॉप जिसे सर हमेशा बोलते हैं we have the legacy of 60 years, but उसे स्ट्रक्चराइज्ड फॉर्म में नहीं था, और वो सारी चीजों को स्ट्रक्चराइज करना, यस संजीव डांगे सर, आप और आपके साथ बहुत सारे लोग जिन्होंने पिछले 3-3.5 साल में मेहनत की, मनीषा मैम इज हियर, शी वाज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ अकाउंट्स एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, ये सारी चीजों में बहुत सारी चीजें सीखने को मिली, और आज ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो चुका है ये नहीं बोलूंगा, लेकिन ये हो रहा है. इज ऑलमोस्ट माय 3rd or 4th AOP, I think so, and every time when I attended this I learned something new. क्या ये कुछ तो रह गया. On a lighter note, I would like to give you an example. यहाँ से कितने लोग हैं जो लोग अपनी कार सर्विस करवाना चाहते हैं? सर्विस करवा.
Overall, when I've come to Aram, what I've seen is that the set of people who have been on stage, the one common thing that I've seen is ingenuity. Thank you. And I'm feeling that here your mastery comes in, wherein you have, I don't know, as a founder, you might have, how long you might have taken to get in touch with these many people and selecting right people and getting it. It's a blessing to be a part of this program. Thank you so much.
फर्स्ट टाइम दिल की बात बोल रहा हूँ. I've experienced that somebody from home only is guiding us, not the official trainer. Whatever anybody says, there is always a trust factor. First time I have seen, from my side, I can trust all of you guys fully, 120%. Again, normally what happens is whatever we learn does not 100% percolate down. I'll try to percolate down to my junior most employee. Thank you very much.
I thought this legacy and lean, how it operates onto the business. So we are just sailing the ship as a captain. But there are so many factors to run for the business. So I think today is that day for the arm of this business. So I thought that now from today I'm doing the business now. So this is the arm for this day.